Hey, everybody.
Hey, group.
Welcome to the Little Monsters Movie Podcast. I'm
Our
Dino.
holiday edition. I'm Ted.
Yeah.
This is starting the holiday series.
Yes, I think,
From now through Christmas, all holiday horror movies.
Yes, and there's, how many weeks
I think we've got 4 or 5 Mondays. So
so we got some Christmas horror movies here we'll be doing, so
right.
It'll actually be pretty cool.
Some of the goodies, a couple of new ones,
Yep.
like tonight's.
Yeah, and we're kind of going a little bit different this time. And if you don't, Facebook group, the picture up on there, Horror Town, I thought I'd throw that out there. It's a group for other YouTube channels who do the same thing like we do.
Nobody does what we do.
Yeah, we do our commentary a little bit different here, but it follow that. Just type in Horror Town in Facebook, and you'll find it and join up.
Horror Town, that's cool.
Everybody can share their videos and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of cool.
Jump in the pumpkin patch.
Yeah. So so what do we got going here? We got
Sint.
a Dutch horror movie, Sint,
Right.
which is Saint.
Now, how'd you hear about this movie? I never heard about this movie.
I love other horror movies.
You would
and
love to
stuff,
live in
but
Amsterdam, wouldn't you?
I love other countries. I love the Swedish horror films. Let the Right One In. I mean,
Why do you hate Mexico so much, though?
I don't hate Mexico. Well, Capace, no, but yeah. So
This is what, 2010, I think, right?
yeah, and
This is one of our more recent ones.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe our most recent movie.
Yeah, pretty
Is
much.
Is it?
I
think it might be. I don't remember. You guys let us know. So,
Our most recent?
is this our most recent movie? Have we done anything more recent than 2010?
I think you're right. Yeah,
All right.
2010. This is the yeah. I think we were going to do Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak. But we didn't get a chance to watch
Started
it.
here. Yeah, we
So,
didn't get but whatever. But yeah. So this one, it's a little spin on Santa Claus here, you
Right.
know. And
So, the background of this movie is you got to know a little something about Scandinavia and the Netherlands. Actually, it's helpful to know a little something about Santa Claus. You realize the character of Santa Claus that we know now
Right.
has been around in one way, shape, or form since about 400 AD.
right.
For 1,600 years, the character has morphed into what we have now. There's, bits of Odin in there, which later morphed into Father Christmas over in England.
Yep.
But in this case, how the movie kind of starts, and the movie starts, I can't remember the year.
Well, first, it's not really Santa Claus. It's Saint Nicholas. It's a murderous bishop
Right.
who every December 2nd, which is
December
evidently
5th.
December 5th? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in after the children.
It's actually,
So
they do with their own little twist on it here. But in actually, in the Netherlands and Dutch, and actually that's where my dad's family came from.
you're Dutch.
A little bit.
I didn't know that.
Yes, a little bit.
I'll
My
get
dad's family. That's
I'll get you some new shoes.
our last name was Voortman before they changed it to
Oh,
what it
that's
is now.
right. You did tell me that. Yeah.
Right. But it's based on Sinterklaas, which is like based off like the Saint Nicholas character who lived in Turkey.
Right.
Like I said, like 1,600 years ago, who is the patron saint of many people, but also to children. I guess he was kind of wealthy and gave his money anonymously to children or people who needed it, bought presents. And every December 5th, they do celebrate in the Netherlands, and this film takes place in Amsterdam. They celebrate his name
Gotta love
day.
the Netherlands.
Yeah, his name day,
Yes.
birthday, presents, and he rides the horse every December over the rooftops, which happens in this movie. Celebrate. He's not a murderous. And this film takes place in Amsterdam, but he gives toys and presents to his
Gotta love the
neighbors.
Netherlands. What does he got? He's got black
His
Peters
name day.
with
Birthday.
him, which are like the kind of like the
And,
zombie elves
he
kind of.
rides the horse.
thing
That's
that-
actually part of the tradition as well. They celebrate. Murderous. Black Peters. This film takes place in Amsterdam, but he gives toys and presents to his
Gotta love
neighbors.
the What does he got? He's
Down the
got
chimney
black
to face his
Peters
Day.
Black
with
Forest.
which are like the kind of like
Gin-
zombie
Right.
elements.
There's some people that
That's actually part of
what they
the
do is everyone
tradition as well.
celebrates. You know, some people dress up. They wear like murderous.
Black Peters.
This film takes
Spanish
like if you can
little,
imagine,
but he
you know,
gives these guys
What does he got? He's got
Renaissance
black
period,
people,
like in
with
Spain,
which are like the kind of like
Gin-
zombie
Right.
elements.
There's some people that
That's actually part of
what they
the
do is everyone
tradition as well.
celebrates. You know, some people dress up. They wear like
That's what I
murderous.
saw there.
So like if you can
It's
imagine,
actually, but he
you know,
gives everything in this movie is also
What
based
does he got?
on
Renaissance period,
like
they do their own little
like
twist on
the
that.
kind of
Gin-
zombie
present. There's some people that
That's actually part of
what they
the
do is everyone
tradition as well.
celebrates. You know, dress up. But some of that, like you know, just so like if it's actually,
But he
you know,
gives everything in this movie is
What
also
does he
based
got? What does he got?
Black Peter, Renaissance period, they do their own. What are they? We're gonna be saying Black Peter or something. There's some people that what they do is everyone celebrates. Black Peter. But some of that, like, and we mean little people. It's actually,
Yeah, it's funny how through the
Black Dixie Renaissance period. They do their own. What are they? We're gonna be saying Black Peter or something. There's some people that what they do is everyone. And I'm not even gonna try. Black Peter. But some of that, like, and we mean little people.
yeah, it's funny how through the
Black Dixie because you can't really. What are they? We're gonna be saying Black Peter or something.
there are circumstances.
Black Peter. But some of that, like, and we mean little people.
Yeah, it's funny how there are
Black Dixie because
but you know,
what are they? We're gonna be saying Black Peter or something. Almost based on fact. The movie is
there are circumstances.
Black Peter, murderous bishop, and we mean killed people.
Yeah, it's funny how there are
Black Dixie because
but you know,
what are they? We're gonna be saying Black Peter. Almost based on fact. The city that was Black Peter, murderous bishop, and we mean killed people.
yeah, it's funny how there are
Black Dixie because what are they? We're gonna be saying Black the city that was Black Peter, murderous bishop, just carried killed on like in the film. Black Dixie because so yeah, the film starts in 1419.
throwing out
The city that was Black Peter, murderous bishop, just carried killed on like in the film.
it just is the whole
Black Dixie because so yeah, the film starts in 1419. But the whole character itself, and that's kind of what I'm out. The city that was Black Peter, murderous bishop, movies that are killed actors. I don't know much about that film. So I was like, well, how about I just so yeah, the film starts in 1419. You know, the whole character itself, and that's how
Black Peters are coming to the
so what I did I don't know much about that film. So I was like, really no, how about I just so yeah, the film starts in 1419. That's how
Black Peters are coming to the
so what I did I don't know much about that film. So I was like, really no, how about I just so yeah, Protestant Reformation. That's how
Black Peters are coming to the
proclamation. So what I did I don't know much about that film. So I was like, really no, how about I just but people still Protestant Reformation.
Black Peters are coming to the
proclamation. So what I did big season. So I don't know much about that away from people. So they kind of invented a new character, Protestant Reformation.
Black Peters are coming to the
Christ proclamation. So what I did big season. So it was basically the Christ child. The Christ child sometimes depicted. They kind of invented a new character, Protestant Reformation.
Black Peters are coming to the
Christ proclamation. So what I did big season. So that's how you get on that. It was basically the Christ child. So there's a little bit of Jesus in there too.
Yeah, they went a little religious on this. I mean, like I said, even though Christmas is religious.
Well, the real character,
but,
the real
you know,
Santa Claus, is a bishop, and he's got his little helpers. And I tried to look up like all the facts in this movie, and it all jives up. So when they made the movie, if you watch the movie, the things that they talk about, mentioning, taking kids to Spain in a sack and stuff like that, that's all part of the actual.
And I love the scene of the scenery, like with the snow
scene of the scenery.
I love the scene of the scenery. The house,
Right.
and They started 1492 through the village, and then they pop
Yeah,
up
let's
to
talk about that. Yeah,
then they pop up to
1492 in
1968.
But what
So,
happens is
with this family here? Yeah.
yeah, let's reflect on that for a second, because that's how the movie starts. The Sinterklaas and his Black Peters ride into town from their ship. They dock their ship, and that also happens in the actual festival, the December 5th festival. Is a ship comes in,
Okay.
or it might even be a little bit before December 5th. A ship comes in that brings Sinterklaas to the village, and with the Black Peters, and that's what happens in this film. And they get off, and what happens is they demand tribute from the village. This is 1492,
Yeah.
and they've got a list of things that people are supposed to leave outside their house for them to take, and if they don't take them, they're going to burn your house down. They're going to kill you.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do show the Black Peters running across the rooftops and down into the chimneys, and that's a really cool scene.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta admit that is neat. And that kind of establishes that scene. The villagers, after Sinterklaas is left with his troop and back to the boat, they kind of rise up and say, "We've had enough of this," And you just see the part where there's the full moon, and everyone's got the pitchforks all go up. And they run back down to the dock there where the boat is, and they burn it the hell down.
Yeah, they
kill him.
And that's where we get a hold of his character throughout the rest of the movie.
Right, he's all scarred and
he's
burned.
burnt, and I think, that's what begins the legend.
Right, rides in on a horse, which in the legend he does ride along the rooftops, and that's where the reindeer came from later on. And it's
which
amazing.
is really cool. There's a scene,
It
couple.
is.
There's some good scenes in here. It's not your best horror movie, but
It's all right for a watch. It's good for a holiday watch.
Yeah, it's a different spin. If you like, foreign films, that type of thing, where they give a different, story.
It's got some of that
to it.
loose Amsterdam sexual behavior.
Sorry if the beginning of this went off. The sound was a little bit off or whatever.
What?
Yeah, it might have been.
You're the IT guy.
Got a little new program going here, so it might have been off a bit. But anyway.
Yeah, it's cool. We're going to show clips of the movie. In between here, we
Yeah.
can kind of just, at a click, we can put the scenes that we want to put in there.
It's kind of cool, but I think I know why the audio was messed up at the beginning. But anyways. So then we jump to 1968.
Right, jump way ahead to Amsterdam, 1968.
Yep.
And
another family. And I forget the name of the family. The Gourds.
I know that's the name.
No, that's the name of the guy.
That's the name of the boy. I don't know the name of the
here.
family.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you got to forgive us. It's some of the names are hard to.
Right.
Not once in the movie did I hear the word Gort, but because I kept seeing that's what they were calling him.
Yeah.
But they're sitting, and this is actually another little Scandinavian and Dutch tradition on December 5th. They put their shoes in front of the fireplace or the central heating, wherever they got
What
their
are those
heat
called? Little Dutch wooden shoes that they got there, like that,
whatever. I just call them like clogs or whatever.
Clogs. I think that's what they call them. Yeah. Yeah. But
And the tradition is always to put hay or carrots or a bowl of water next to there, and those are for the horse, for Sinterklaas's horse.
Oh yeah.
And then the next morning they would be filled with treats and candy. And my family on my dad's side is like we were saying at the beginning here, is originally from that area back.
Yeah.
My dad traced our family back to like the 1500s or something like that, and that's where, as far back as our records go, that's where we're from.
Yeah.
On my dad's side, and he had even told me that that's what they used to do when they were a kid. We didn't do it.
I come from a gangster family.
But that's what they did. They
come
would
from
leave
Italy,
They would leave their shoes out,
Sicily,
and they would joke about like my dad leaving his dad's boots out, his coal mining work boots out to get, because they were bigger shoes.
Yeah.
So one of those traditions still carried over. The Dutch came to where New York was. It was New Amsterdam first, and then from there they all trickled down. A lot of them went to work in the coal mines, and that's where my family, on my dad's side came from. So
Cool.
That's kind of neat that one little tradition, that they did when they were kids.
Huh.
But, it wasn't Sinterklaas. They didn't do it on December 5th.
Sinterklaas. No.
But that's how they actually do it. They don't. Christmas isn't. They still do Christmas over there as well. The Sinterklaas festival is more for the children, and once they kind of realize there is no Sinterklaas, then they move on to Christmas. So, but
Christmas. Well, is their Christmas like this? I mean,
sort of. sort of. I think they still do Christmas as well, but I think this is the bigger one.
Okay.
They sell like candy, a lot of candy. Like a big thing they give out is like chocolate letters, like the first letter of the kid's name or something.
Yeah,
like that.
they bring that up in this movie quite a bit. Chocolate letters. And
That's what it's for.
And I'm like trying to think, what are they talking about with the chocolate letters?
Or we'll see later on in the movie, one of the girls is writing poems, and that's a thing too. Someone writes humorous poems for the celebration day, and it's usually pointing out the humorous faults of other people.
And I think even
remember she says something about prostate, and that's that's a real thing.
And
so the movie gets it right, but over here in the West, we don't know jack about any of this stuff. So I had to look it all up. Like, what are they? I get what they're doing, but why are they doing it?
Even the kids in school, I think, are
it's like a Secret Santa thing.
Yeah, exchanging gifts and stuff like that, which we really don't do over here in the States. But yeah.
Yeah, a little liberal with the gifts there, which we'll get to.
What a scene. Yeah.
But 1968, the kids have their shoes out with the snacks, and they're singing a little song. Yep. And if you've ever watched the old...
Daddy's watching the old... oh, yeah.
If you've ever watched the old Miracle on 34th Street, remember when he has the little Dutch girl, and she doesn't speak English, and he starts singing that song with her? They're singing the same song.
Oh,
so
that's
I do remember that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't know the words, but I remember the tune.
And they get drugged because he is in the house, St. Nicholas.
Well, yeah, because we get a little flash of some eyes behind the counter as Mom's in the kitchen.
Which was really cool. I mean, just back behind the books.
Right.
It's like, what is he doing behind the books?
Dad has the oldest son go out and check on the pigs. It's like a farm, pig farm. And he's out there checking on the herd of pigs or whatever they got there and telling them all to calm down because they're all wound up because they can sense that there's people crawling around the roof and stuff. So he comes out.
The evil elves.
While he's out there, Black Peters and everything, they're in the house, and they completely slaughter the whole family.
Yeah.
The whole family.
They show him, definitely.
And as Gort, I guess his name is.
Yeah.
As he's coming out of the house, he sees one of the Black Peters up on the roof, and he kind of hides. I think like as a kid, he's a little excited at first.
Yeah, until he sees,
Then he goes inside and sees, oh, man. They killed my whole family.
They killed everything. And blood is everywhere. I mean, but when they showed it at first, it's just like the kids were just being flung down, drug up the chimney.
Although they were taking up the chimney.
Right. Although his father is laying there all, all dead and bloody,
See, this one's kind of hard because you've only seen this movie one time.
Right.
A lot of times if it's a movie we've seen it a couple times in the past where I've only seen this one time, so it's really, you got to remember.
Yeah, and his mother...
Gotta remember.
And his mother comes up, she's still alive at first, she's got no eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Which I think, don't they say something about, like, he tears out their tongues or something?
I don't remember that, maybe.
I don't know, something like that, yeah.
But yeah, the children get taken away in a sack, and the legend was always...
Taken away in a sack, mister.
They would take them to Spain.
Right.
And they mentioned that a couple times there. And that has something to do with...
Yeah, something with Spain. I mean, I don't know what's going on there.
It has something to do with, I think maybe when St. Nicholas passed away, half of his remains were in one place and half of his remains were taken to like Bali, Spain or something like that. And so, something with that.
I thought just maybe the Dutch didn't like Spain at all.
No, it's based on something. Everything in this movie is based on some real stuff.
Real myth, real legend. Right. I mean, it is true.
And then,
it is true. This all happened.
And then we go to modern day.
We do go to modern day.
Which, we presume
1960. Oh, no, 2010.
2010
so it's present day.
2008, whenever.
Because the movie was made 2010.
However the years all work up.
And this is, whoa, yeah.
Is this a high school?
This is a high school.
And it's like this.
They're exchanging gifts, and she gets them.
She gets a dildo.
She gets a dildo, yeah. Which is
a big pink dildo. I mean, and the teacher's all laughing.
Well, hey, this is Dutch. I mean, they're a little bit more open-minded there and stuff like that.
It's okay to let your kids open up dildos in the school?
I don't know. But,
what? I'm sitting there going, what?
But they're exchanging gifts, though.
It's like a Secret Santa little thing. And, they call up, what's his name? Frank's his name. They call him up. He's going to be like...
The main
and first of all, when the teacher even mentions that like 5 girls got dildos.
Yeah, they're pretty laid back there in...
I think we're pretty laid back over here, but I'd throw...
Oh, not like that. No,
not that laid back.
You get that happening in a high school over here in the States, man. It'd be on the news.
Well, because it's inappropriate.
Barbara Walters would be talking about it, Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, she's trying to.
I mean, all these kids look like they're older than 18. I'll just tell you.
Well,
that.
yeah. I mean, they went old school horror films where everybody's like 25, but they're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like
17.
90210 when Dylan was like 38 when he was playing a 15-year-old.
But he ends up getting a gift from his girlfriend, who is his ex-girlfriend.
What's his girlfriend? I can't remember.
It's I think Sophia.
Sophia. Yeah, Sophia.
I think the main two is Frank here.
He's getting dumped.
He's getting dumped.
He's opening the box, and whatever it is, it's like all his stuff. I think.
She's giving it
like all the
back.
stuff he gave her or whatever. And it was like a CD and some underwear.
You gotta love how the teachers just laugh and
Right, yeah.
And he walks by her and just gives her the finger. Hey,
Right.
here, man, And
But then, he takes off and his friend's like, oh, you coming to the party or whatever, because they're all going to dress up like Sinterklaas and Dirty
Black
Pete's,
Peters.
Black Peters. And the girls are walking home. There's Sophie, there's some other girl, and the other, Lisa, I think her name is.
Okay.
And they're talking about,
Lisa, she'll be the main,
Yeah, she's like, the virgin of the group. She's like the Jamie Lee Curtis of the of the group.
She ends up...
and that's exactly what this part kind of reminds me of, is Halloween.
Yeah, cute girls.
When they're walking home. And
Halloween, they're taking their trail back
two of them
home.
are talking all dirty and the other one's all good. And yeah, you're right. Except it's snowy.
Yeah, so it's a little bit snowy.
And the Lisa, she's talking about, oh, that was hard. You shouldn't have done that to him.
Yeah, Michael Myers is it's just so funny. Yeah.
But yeah, she mentions, well, he shouldn't have cheated. He was in the stable with some girl, and she even says to the Lisa. To the Lisa. Was it you? You're blonde. Maybe it was you. But then she goes and admits that she's been cheating on him. They were only dating for like 3 months. But she's been cheating on him for like 2.5 months or something like that.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, they're
very... Amsterdam, they're all loose.
They are, evidently. And even Frank, I think, when he talks to Lisa a little bit soon after, kind of calls her like some bad name or something like that just because she won't give out.
Right, because they all go their own ways. They spread out and go home.
And I think they all live like adjacent to each other, kind of.
And it turns out that she was that girl in the stable with him.
Right.
That was the girl that he cheated on his girlfriend with.
She was cheating.
Yeah, but I mean, they were just making out. They were just making out. They didn't do no ooh la la.
Narfin.
But then grouping on the grooving. And
do you really like him? Yes.
And she
my Dutch ain't very well.
He shows up at her house, like you said, and he just, are your parents home? And we go in, whoop,
hey, Carter, I see you out there.
That's all he wants. And then when she says no, it's like you don't even want to come inside. I mean, dude, you might get inside, you maybe warm her up a little bit or something.
Yeah, he wasn't very.
Like if she doesn't say yes, you can stampede right in. He's out. Like, oh well, I got other things to do.
Yeah, he
go in, warm her, start rubbing her back a little bit, get her in the mood.
Wasn't very smooth. I mean,
man, you gotta.
It's like
get in the door.
It's like he just wanted it, and that's it. And
yeah,
and she started apologizing too, like
as she should.
Frank, please. What are you doing?
Leave.
Don't leave.
Don't leave.
Don't be mad.
Okay, I'll do it. No, she didn't. She didn't say that. She was a good girl. Yeah, she kept her honor.
She kept her honor
till the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I love the end of the movie.
It's a trip. It's a trip. Yeah, this movie's totally, like I said, the foreign films.
So would you just see a trailer for it or something, and you talked me into watching this stuff?
Yeah, well, I'm always looking for the older.
This ain't old.
Not older. I'm trying to do 15 things at one time here. I'm losing.
He's the IT guy. I just get to talk.
I'm losing my
talk and drink my Coke and.
Yeah, but anyway.
He's talking to all you people over there, and I have to do all the talking.
No, I do like the foreign films. I really do.
What's your favorite foreign film?
Probably Let the Right One In.
Really?
I mean, come on, vampire, and yeah, I mean, without a doubt.
Top two for me, Amelie.
You know what?
I love
that.
And you wouldn't guess that by looking at me, probably. But
that's up there.
Amelie.
Yeah, that's up there too. I love that movie.
A little French movie. I mean, it is the most positive movie I think there's ever been.
Right.
It's just nothing but
beautiful movie. Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah.
Sugary. Attitude. It's a great film.
And she's very pretty in the movie.
She is, but it's just a sweet movie.
It is. Yeah.
It's just such a good good movie.
Yeah, I'd say that's.
And then
it's
I'd
up
go
there
with
for-
Seven Samurai, man, like the most epic movie there is, right?
Okay, so I'm missing a couple. Yeah, I mean, Seven Samurai. I think is probably my favorite foreign film of all time.
My God,
I'm
three
trying
and
to
a
think
half
of
hours of
trying to
just-
think of horror, but yeah, oh,
3.5 hours of just pure ass kickery. I mean,
Oh heck yeah,
man.
you don't get no better than
And it's never been
that.
touched. They've tried to remake that movie. You know, Magnificent Seven, Bug's Life from Pixar. That was a remake.
Yojimbo was another good one.
Yojimbo is good
from him too.
But I tell you what, I do like the
Kurosawa?
American- yeah, oh yeah. You can't
it was-
go wrong with a
Oh
Kurosawa
my
movie.
god, yeah.
But then Sergio Leone did it as Fistful of Dollars, which I probably like a little more. I mean, I love Sergio Leone, but Seven Samurai. I mean, it doesn't even seem like a 3.5 hour movie.
yeah,
It could,
no, it's good, man.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So as far I don't own that many foreign films, but those are two that I always like in
Yeah.
any format that it was in. I had it.
Yeah, I don't think I own too many or have too many, on hand. But when I do come across one, and do end up watching it, especially even The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
Awesome movies.
Mm-hmm.
The foreign ones. I mean, the American version was
There's
good
just like
too.
there's just no
but-
redeeming values in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. There's just like
There isn't, but
There's just, like,
Well,
nothing
let's get
positive
back
in
to
that
the
movie at all.
Let's get back to the movie.
Right.
They're on a ship. They're on a ship.
Well,
After
wait.
everything goes.
We got doesn't Gord. We meet Gord again, grown
Okay,
up,
right.
and he's a police officer, and he's with his chief inspector, and he's throwing a fit because it's December 5th,
Right.
and it's the first full moon on the December 5th since it happened to him as a child, and he's been watching.
And they're
waiting.
throwing out dates here, like 32 years ago, 40 years. I
think 32 years ago
I think
is what
that's
they
what.
said.
Yeah, I think that's
It
what
was
it
either
is.
32 or 38. I think it was 32.
But I
you're
think
right.
this does happen every year, where
Well, not the
killing.
I don't think the killing only happens when there's full moon.
Right, only a full moon on
December
December
5th.
5th, which has got to be very rare.
I guess. But
But he
maybe
had
you're wrong.
clip-
Maybe
but-
every December 5th he does show.
Because
I
he's
don't
got
know.
clippings.
Yeah, because he's got clippings of
stuff
murders.
that's
He's
happened
made a
every
report,
Right.
and in that report he's got all these details, like friggin' moon and weather patterns and all kinds of stuff. I can't
so-
believe it. And his chief inspector's just, his hands are kind of tied. It's like, you're telling me this, and I see all your facts, but at the same time, I can't cancel the holiday. What am I going to do? Tell everybody to stay in the house?
Just like anything else.
They're
I
not
mean,
safe if they stay in the house anyway.
Say something bad was happening here, in the States and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that in the holiday. Yeah, they don't want to cancel nothing, but and hard to believe. You want me to believe that there's some guy named Saint Nicholas going out
Right.
there kidnapping children and murdering them on.
But what you find later on is they do know about it, and they've been covering it up all these years.
jackasses.
Yeah. So then you're right. Then we get to a ship, and it's like a patrol. I think
Almost like a Coast Guard kind of thing.
And they start getting a weird blip on their radar, something coming straight at them.
And the one thing that always happens when Saint Nicholas is around, that's the name of the guy on the horse. They always say, "Do you smell that?" So they smell the burning of his flesh and the fire that happened when he was killed.
You smell that?
They always say that every time he.
Yeah, I didn't find anything about a smell, so that must be the burning.
The burning of him.
And what was it? Is it the ship or the horse or whatever? You don't really get
it's
a good
him
look.
because, whichever. Because even when they're in town and he's on the horse, they say, "Are you smell that?" So I think
Maybe it's the
anytime
horse
he's
pucky.
around. Well, he's burnt more than the horse is. The horse looks good except for
the horse looks awesome. Remember, there's flesh ripped off its
right down.
face
Yeah.
Oh man!
But they see the blip on the radar, and it's the burnt ship just coming straight through to these guys, and I think it just plows right through this kind of.
You don't get a good look. It happens real fast.
Yeah,
and you don't
like
get
the
a
police
good look.
boat, just like boom, right
Is that
through
what it is?
it.
A police boat?
I think it's a police boat.
Yeah.
I mean that's
They got police boats and everything.
They got police boats.
Oh,
they got
and
police
we got to also
bicycles.
mention, because it comes into play, that Gort was basically, he was let go. Like he had to take a forced leave. That his chief inspector said, "I don't even want to see you back here before January."
Yeah.
And he's just go take some time, go see a psychiatrist, go on vacation, go somewhere.
Yes.
And so he had
funny.
to, so he's still investigating.
He made him go, but yeah, he's and we come to find out he's not just investigating. He's ready to.
He's got a plan.
He's ready to destroy and all that. But
he's ready to rock.
Yeah, But anyways, they switch back to Lisa. She's at home.
She's writing those poems.
Writing the poems because she's
That's
got
part of
5
the
poems.
festival.
And
I think it's like for each family member, one for each family member.
Yeah.
And she's asking, what rhymes with prostate?
And doesn't her mother say, or no, Frank's on the phone with her asking that, and he's like, "What a thing to ask me," or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
So, and
And he's fixing his moped in the house.
on the table, I think.
On the table, and his mother, who's in a wheelchair,
Smoking.
It's it's the Netherlands. I think everybody smokes. So, she's saying
The Dutch cigarettes.
you shouldn't go out tonight
2 for
or whatever.
$5. Okay.
And he's dressing up as Santa Claus. He's like, "What am I supposed to? I can't let all the kids down or whatever." And,
Right.
Yeah, but working on the moped in the house.
You don't see no grease or nothing, that's for
No,
sure.
not
He's keeping it clean.
Now, when I was a kid, my dad used to ride motorcycles. He used to be like one of them bikers.
Yeah.
And
He's
I only have
man.
vague memories. I was like maybe 4 years old, but he had one stolen once. And we lived kind of in a bad neighborhood in Cleveland before we moved to where we are now.
Yeah.
And he said that wouldn't happen again. So he would always, when my mom would hear the motorcycle coming down the street, he had built a little wood ramp at the front of the house. And my mom would have to, this little pulley, and lower it down, and he would ride the motorcycle into the house. And he kept, he had 2 motorcycles. He kept them both in my parents' bedroom.
Really?
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yep.
Wow.
And in the
I
winter,
bet she was pissed.
Oh, she hated it. Because one time, remember in the 70s, those lounge chairs. It was like a bed almost. He rode it up on one of those.
No way.
And every time he was in the house,
Oh, goodness. Holy
all that
Christ.
exhaust in the house.
I can't see. Oh
But
my God.
all the neighbors, I'm 4, and I can't remember. They would just sit out there and watch this.
Maybe that's what's wrong with you.
Yeah, maybe all that exhaust.
All that CO2.
But in the wintertime, he would take the friggin' bike apart, and there'd be bike parts
Really?
all over the house, and he'd put it back together and be ready.
I would have never thought that with your dad, but
He's a completely different person. He still enjoys motorcycles, but
Yeah.
he had the German helmet with the spike on top and long hair, and you had to listen to Steppenwolf and stuff like that. So.
That's cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
Isn't there a scene of some tourists? Because it's the only part that's in English.
right,
And,
they just show up, walking down the street.
It has nothing to do with the story.
Well, they start talking, I think, about the legend and stuff like that.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, it's like our Santa Claus.
And don't they do a red light district kind of thing going on there, where they see the little naked woman and
I don't know. I just remember they said, we're going to go to Amsterdam's most famous nightclub, the Banana Bar.
That's right, the Banana Bar. Yeah.
Got to go to the Banana Bar. But, it has nothing to do with the story.
No.
But it was just, it's the one little part that's in English, so Thrillsville.
And then I guess the guys.
Yeah,
kids.
Frank's with his couple of friends that he met at school. They're getting ready.
Yeah.
And you see one of them painting his face, not black, but like a dark brown.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Dirty Pete.
Right.
Or a Black Pete, or Black
Dirty
Peter.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess
Peter.
that up.
It's a Black Peter. That's what they call him in this.
You want to see a Black
then
Peter?
then the coast. Well, the police are out.
Oh,
there
yeah, they
looking
find the
for-
remains of the boat.
Right.
The other police boat, and want to know what the heck happened.
Have no idea.
Because they lost contact with them when that happened.
Right.
So.
And you gotta love how they're dressed as the 2 Black Peters, and he's Saint Nicholas.
I love how, and I love the Santa
Nicholas
Claus
bringing you
outfit.
presents
Like if anybody out
at
there
Christmas.
listens to the band Ghost, it kind of looks like that. Like Papa
Yeah.
Emeritus. He's got the bishop hat and he's got the staff, and they're getting in the car. He's got the white beard just like Santa Claus, and they're getting in the car, and some kind of lame GPS because it's like none of them know how to get to where they're going. They're going to some party, but they don't really know how to get there. But he plugs
Their
it in.
high-tech GPS.
I don't know. Do they have a GPS that sounds like Mr. T?
Oh my God!
Wouldn't that be great? I wonder if I'm the
Yeah.
only one who's thought of that.
Or Mr. Bean?
Bing don't talk.
Well, yeah, it's just go. Left.
But I mean, what if it was like
No, I
Mr.
know,
T?
like-
Like, turn left, fool.
Get the heck going
Turn
down
right,
the
fool.
street, man! What you doing? You didn't take a left back there. Get
Like,
your ass out there,
I
man!
work in a hospital, and we have something called bed alarms or chair alarms. If people get up, like if they're sitting in a chair and they're not supposed to get up without any help, and they start getting up, we hear an alarm go off.
Yeah.
And they have new ones now that when they get up, a little voice just comes on and says, "Please sit back down and ring for assistance." The patient
No
never
way.
does what the voice says. But and I always think, like, what if it had been Mr. T's voice on there? Sit down, fool!
They might sit
You know,
down.
exactly. Like in that gruff, sit down, fool!
You need an authoritative
Call for
voice.
help, fool!
Press that button. What you gonna do?
Press the call light, fool! So yeah, they take off and
Yeah, why
they're
do
going to
they-
get lost all over hell.
got
half of
bland
Georgia.
voices on these. Yeah.
What? Oh, on the GPS?
Yeah,
Yeah, totally. Rerouting.
Anyways.
And I like how a couple times when they come to a dead end or whatever, it's like, make a U-turn if possible. I think that happens like
If
twice.
possible.
If possible, make U-turn.
That's hilarious.
Oh, and then we get to see sexy Sophie.
Yeah.
She's watching her brother, and she's sitting on the couch smoking. Well, no, she told the one girl, if you don't come over, I'm going to have to smoke that joint by myself.
Yeah.
So she's
she
she's probably blasting a joint.
She's
while her
right
brother's
across the
upstairs.
street from her. I mean,
Mhm.
but she's got the 5 poems she's got.
Yeah,
to
she's
get
got to write
done,
5
so.
poems. She ain't got time to blast a joint. And
But she's bringing wood into the fireplace.
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Wood.
Meanwhile, I think
The brother's upstairs. He yells out because he's scared.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, he
poor
heard.
kid.
Did he hear noises? Yeah, he heard noises. And when she's putting the wood, well, she tells him flat out, "There's no such thing as Santa Claus. I told you 100 times. Just
Yep.
quit being a wuss puss."
Yeah, come on,
And,
grow up, man.
And he's, she's
Poor
putting,
kid.
and when she's putting the logs on the fire, like soot or snow or whatever's falling out, and
Yeah.
she looks up there,
I wouldn't be looking up there if stuff is falling down. You get something in your eye and get an
Yeah.
infection going.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, come on.
You have to go to
But she does head on up the his room because he does say, "Hey,
Yeah,
you know,"
that's
she,
what it
and
is.
he says, "I hear something on the roof."
Mm-hmm.
You know, which heck, if I was a little kid like that, it would scare the dickens out of me.
That's what I do.
Charles
That's what I do
Dickens.
on Christmas Eve, man. I go up and I
Yeah.
throw rocks on the roof and tell the kids it's a reindeer.
Do you?
But I think I'm going to start telling them about the Black Peters.
You should have them watch this movie.
Yeah, you know,
No.
my daughter hasn't watched one of these movies with me for a while. We haven't had any appropriate ones lately.
Maybe we should read them the story of this. You know how
Mhm.
Saint Nicholas comes and
Tell them the story. It kills the children
Oh,
and takes them
God.
to Spain. And, yeah, great.
that would be perfect.
My daughter wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. Anyway, do you do the whole Elf on the Shelf thing?
Well, I have an old one that I got years and years ago just for.
Like decoration or whatever?
Well, no, I found it at a thrift store, and you know it's from 1968. It's kind of a cool Elf on the
One of
Shelf
those-
thing.
okay.
Yeah, or,
But you know how this is all popular now, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, I do with
yeah.
my kids, but I have like generic Elf on the Shelf, and but it's still the concept's the same.
It's made out of paper.
You're supposed to hide it somewhere every day.
Right.
Well, my wife
I
showed
don't
me.
do all that.
Well, I do, and I'll tell you what. After about 20 days, it's getting kind of hard to find places to hide this stupid ass thing. And
I would say so.
my wife showed me a maybe it was a picture on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but and it was a note sitting next to the elf who was in the tree.
Yeah.
And it said, you know, dear so and so, I'm so happy to be back, but I just want you to know that I contracted Lyme disease from cleaning out the reindeer stable.
Oh.
So I won't be hiding this Christmas. I'll just be staying here in the tree so I can heal up. But just know I'll always be watching you. So make sure you're good.
No way.
And I'm just like, why didn't I think of something like that?
No way.
I've got Lyme disease from cleaning out the reindeers.
I mean, yeah, you gotta have fun with it, I guess, huh? I mean, but the kid would be reading it and going, "What the heck does this mean?"
Why is it in Daddy's handwriting?
Yeah. Oh my
But I did. I
god.
left a little note last night because we put the tree up yesterday.
Okay, well that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I
Yeah,
gotta
we
I gotta remember after the podcast, I have to go home and hide the damn thing again.
thank God I don't do that, man. I'm not doing all the hiding of the stuff and all that, but
I'm gonna put it under the couch cushions or something.
yeah. Ay. But we get Sophie and Lisa. They call each other again. They're on a phone and they're basically just
Sophie and
chit-chatting.
Lisa.
And then the kids. Here's
Does that kid?
here-
Don't he get stolen? He's
hears-
looking out the window.
He's here. You know what? Does he get kidnapped in this?
Something's got to happen to that kid. He looks out the window. He's
'Cause
checking
do
things
they
out.
do they show him later on in the movie?
You know what? No, I don't
So
think we ever
I
see
think
him.
maybe they do kidnap him and get him, and he's in the sack. You know, with the
But I know they take
little Black
Sophie
Peters.
up the Black Peters. They take Sophie up the chimney.
Yeah.
She's just standing, I think, by the chimney. It's like they grab her by the legs and just
She's standing by the
Pull her
chimney
up.
with care.
with care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with hopes that St. Nicholas soon
Sinterklaas
will be there. But I love the style of this movie. I like the dark blues and grays. The cinematography.
some of the CGI is not great, but
Well, no, I mean, it's
But no,
it's
you're right,
better
the
than a
colors.
lot of them.
the
to tell you
colors
the
are
truth.
good. But I think, like, with the snow falling, whatever, I really like how they did it with Let the Right One In, which I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think that was real snow, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't real snow in that movie. And,
Really? Okay.
you can't have them kids standing outside barefoot in the snow.
But man, that's sweet.
They're not
man.
hobbits.
Huh?
But
You go. I mean, if you got all that snow over there, you're going to use it.
they don't have snow all the time. All right.
It's snowing over there. 365 days a year.
Probably. But, yeah, they're on the phone. Like you said, Lisa and Sophie, they're on the phone doing whatever
And she kind
chicks
of.
do on the phone.
And Lisa hears Sophie like scream. And
Well,
drop
yeah,
the
because
phone.
I think maybe some snow or something comes down and puts the fire out.
Yeah, and she
And
goes over
she looks
there.
up and yeah, she gets grabbed, taken up, screams, and yeah, Lisa, like, without even, I gotta go check on my friend.
Yeah. And runs right directly over across
Let me
the
run
street.
right into. Don't
to
tell
the
your
house.
parents. Don't try to call police. You just, I'm gonna go take care of it myself.
Hey, whatever.
Facepalm.
Well, you know what? I mean, she didn't hear nothing except the phone drop. I mean, And,
Well, yeah, but not like, hey, are you
Well-
okay? Hey. It's like immediately she runs.
yeah, I mean, she for some reason
Like,
she
hello?
knew something was
Hello?
going on there.
Hello? No. Woo, gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, really?
And nobody's there.
I
mean,
think it's a little
the
bit of
house
guilt
is-
because she was,
Oh yeah, had
fooling
to be.
around with Frank, man. She feels a little guilty.
Yeah, her and Frank doing the deed.
Yeah.
In the stables.
They didn't do the deed in the stable, and they just necked a little.
Did they?
I don't know.
Okay,
I wasn't
so-
there. I wasn't watching.
Yeah. But she does come over there. She sees the TVs, and all of a sudden the TV's not working though. But it's like on a channel with the fuzz, going kind of.
Yeah, and with
And you ask yourself,
digital now, where would they have that from?
well, and why would it even be off the channel it was on?
You would think maybe they're trying to make us think that they have like an antenna, and maybe one of the Black Peters was swinging from the antenna like a gremlin or something.
Oh, could be.
I don't know.
But yeah. So
So yeah, that happens, but they didn't take her. They killed her, but she kind of just falls out of the chimney all bloodied up, and
Yeah.
just like, and screams ensue, and all
and
that
that's
nonsense.
it. I mean, that's it. And they
Well, yeah, because then the police are going to show up, and
Yeah.
that's what will happen in a little bit. I remember.
check it all out. Yeah.
But I think they go back to those fellas in the car, Frank and his,
Whatever his pal is, had
his
to go
Black
out,
Peters.
had to go out and take a pee, and I guess you just
I've
get
got
out
to go
and
take a leak.
take a leak in the city, and it's funny because they smell the burning too. They say you smell that, and he all of a sudden he sees Saint Nikolai.
Yeah,
come on his horse,
and that is a cool scene.
It is, and the horse's hoof print. It's like metal.
Mhm.
Click.
Yeah, it's a metallic
cool
sound.
sound. Yeah, and you see
And all the Black Peters, which kind of look like orcs from Lord of the Rings,
Yep.
and they're all gathered. It's like a overpass kind of little tunnel,
Yeah.
and it kind of reminds me of Let the Right One In, the little underpass tunnel where she
Right.
would hide, and
Uh-huh.
she picked that one dude off down there.
Yes.
And so he was, taking a slash, and he looks over and sees that.
Oh,
And then there's some awesome cutting up of people. But I gotta say, this dude Frank, man, he's fighting a little bit too good
yeah. You know what? Yeah, I kind of wondered
against
how the heck
overwhelming odds.
Right.
He fights a little bit too well and gets away. The other guys, everybody gets out of the car. One gets a knife or whatever shoved through the back of his head, out of his mouth.
Head gets
Head's
cut
getting
off.
cut off.
Yeah. And they're all just charging at him, man.
Right.
And he's,
Someone like throws a friggin' spear at him or whatever, and he's using his cane as, even though it only lasts one hit,
try making it look
like a
it's,
lightsaber
like
or
it's
something.
luck. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he was able to.
Yeah, he ends up hopping in the
fight all
car
these
and
people
able to
out,
get
man.
away. And there's like 8 of those things outside of the car. Like a big lance goes through.
Yep.
And when he drives away, it cuts one of the other dudes in half, one of the
Yep.
other Black Peters in half.
Yeah, very.
And like I said, they all dress like what I was saying, like the big frilly collars around, but everything's all dirty and dingy. And,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of them's hanging on the car. He's spinning around. I mean, we're kind of trying to imagine this is a 17, 18-year-old kid here.
Exactly.
No way. This ain't happening. The other two die, but Frank somehow.
Yeah, he's able to fight him off and get away.
Speeds off, and that's kind of a cool shot. Like the camera's like right on top of the car. And I gotta say something else. One thing I noticed throughout this whole movie, there is snow on the ground. None of these streets are plowed. You don't see one car spin out. Everyone's making sharp turns.
Even them running and stuff. But you know what? They might be used to it.
Bullshit.
They might have.
I knew you were going to say
They might have the right tires. We're in Cleveland. We get tons of snow.
Right.
We
and everyone drives like a jackass.
That's true. That's true.
Especially the first snow. Like we had the first.
You get a
snow,
trace of snow, a little bit of ice. Yeah, people are crazy.
Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I think we had a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
Not much. The roads were clear. We had no need of plows. But driving to work, I saw my first car spun out in the median. I just look and go, how?
Yeah, you know what? You get that every now and then. I mean,
I don't know if it's like this to anybody else that listens to us, but here in Cleveland, the first time the snow falls, it's like everyone just becomes short bus stupid and forgets how to react in the snow.
They forget.
Or everyone drives 6 miles an hour.
They don't have. Yeah, they forget. They don't have the right tires on. They're not ready.
Tire schmires. My tires are like bald, but I know how to drive in the snow. You can have completely bald tires as long as you know how to drive in the snow. You got to know how to downshift. That's a main thing. You don't have to hit your brakes all the time. Just downshift your car and come down. Start going slower naturally. Have a little bit of speed so that you don't get stuck in the snow.
Exactly. No, I know.
My wife always tells me, you're driving too fast. It's like, you drive too slow, you're going to get stuck.
Exactly, yeah. Well, you got to know how to drive in the snow.
That's right. And I know how to drive in the snow.
And the Dutch know how to drive in the snow.
But when they're making those cops making sharp turns, speeding up, no tires, whatever. I'm not going to go on about it for 10 minutes, but...
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's one thing I noticed throughout the whole movie. You didn't see one person having to compensate one time.
Telling you, they know what they're doing. But anyways,
so what happens? Frank gets caught.
He gets caught.
He doesn't get very far.
They kind of keep blaming him.
How did the cops even find out that this was going down? Because he's pulling out of the street. Cop cars come out. Everybody jumps out. Freeze. Don't move. How'd they even know what was going on over there?
Well, people, I think, called into the station saying that there was this St. Nicholas, this guy on a horse, and all this was going on.
Okay, and he's wearing the costume, yeah.
Right, so they kind of...
And then they're going to find all these dead bodies.
Got reports on it, yeah.
But, I mean, they're going to really think some punk did this.
Because
then they're blaming him for the
police officer
murder.
Talks to the commander, and he's going like, "What's going on? We got calls for what?" And I think this is where he kind of automatically believes Gord, who he kind of understands from this point forward and knows that it's real.
So
he actually sends a guy.
Yeah, like one of the other detectives.
Him. Yeah.
Well, he says, but he also tells him to bring me, I can't remember the guy's name, some big, like if you read the comic book, The Goon, it looks like that guy.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's a cop or a criminal.
Right,
no
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, because he tells him to get him. But he sent him off.
Yeah, he sends him to go get Gort.
But he sent him off for a month. He said, just get out of here for a month. So, but maybe I guess I don't know what he's thinking, man.
Anywhere. He knows. The chief inspector knows Gort's not leaving.
But
anywhere.
what's his point in going after him like this? Because he breaks into Gort's house.
Yeah, he does.
It's like he's after him as if he's the murderer or something. And he didn't do nothing except for he's trying to go after this.
And unless like he knows what's going on, as far as like the cover-ups and stuff have gone, and doesn't want. Because Gort's the one that's going to end up being blamed for all this.
Exactly.
And, maybe it's something like that. But I can't remember this Goomba's name that they get. But he looks like the kind of dude that would just put his hand on your head and just break your skull.
Yeah, he's the hitman.
He's the Luca Brasi of
the
this
Luca
movie.
Brasi. Yeah. The commander tells him, "Go get him."
Yep, and yeah, he
Take a few guys with you.
Take a few guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were questioning Frank in the room, and because they're gonna blame him for Sophie's death, because she just dumped him, so he'd be angry at her. And Lisa's there with her mother, and she's coming to his defense, saying, I know him, he wouldn't do that, blah 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 blah. He wasn't there when I went there.
Yeah, so she was sticking up for him. But...
Yeah, and then they give her some crap, and she leaves. So like, am I under arrest?
Well, the mother took her away, so let's get out of here.
Well, yeah,
this is when the commander, whatever he is, too, starts going through the folder of Gort's and sees
his report from that
he
was talking about.
That he's been keeping up with, like you said,
right?
The moon phases
and
when all this
looking
stuff.
At where Sinterklaas typically strikes. Not just, it goes also to children's hospitals.
Yes.
And that's the next scene. Because, I know that it said Kinderhausen or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I know is like, children's hospital, children's hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a nurse walking through the pediatric ward. And, sure. I mean, whatever course of events she's talking to her kid on the phone, the nurse.
Yeah.
But, I mean... the nuts and bolts of it are eventually, they get in there too, and they set it on fire.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Black Peters and Sinterklaas.
Well, it's cool how they're kind of sneaking around with her too, though, as she's and she must be the only person there too.
Yeah, these movies, Halloween 2, they make it seem like there's 3 people in that whole friggin' hospital all night.
Yeah, and you see how big it is.
I tell you what, I work in a hospital, and it's just as busy as night sometimes as it is during the day. Well, not as, but but busy.
You got
people are moving
working
and
there.
shaking.
Yeah,
and they make it sound like there ain't nobody there. So, one nurse on the ward with 20 kids, and no way, man, no way.
You need a lot of people.
You'd have at least 4 or 5ve nurses on that ward,
and you'd have some of those kids up too.
Yeah,
I would think.
No, they all gotta sleep.
But
long day, guys. 12 hours. 12-hour work.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Then I put in.
Ted puts in some long days.
This is my fun time here.
Yeah, but she's basically opening.
Yeah, you do see somebody. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no. I think the Black Peters are coming in.
I remember you do see somebody kind of looking at her through the glass behind her. She's sitting like in a little nurse's station.
Yeah, I don't think it's Saint Nicholas. I mean, it's
no, because he always has his bishop hat on.
Right. It's one of the zombie-looking Black Peters.
Yeah. But I guess they kind of make them out to be zombie-ish in this movie, but
they do.
And from what I had read, it says part of their face is black because of the soot. But another one brought up the whole Spain thing again, because that used to be where the Moors were, and the Moors were like
the Moors.
Othello was a Moor, like black Muslims, and because I think a lot of people don't realize that whole area was all Muslim at one time.
And she does.
Spain was called Iberia or something. So.
Yeah. The lights do go out in the hospital too.
Of course, the electricity always has to go out. And there's all kinds of like dirty soot and stuff,
like foot marks. Yeah, like some burning. Yeah,
and I like how she says, I think it's There's one other person in the house. I don't know if it's an administrator or whatever. That's who was behind that glass, looking at her. That administrator.
You think?
Yeah, that's who I think.
Was it?
Because the Black Peters are shorter.
Could be.
And this guy was tall, and he just totally sneaks up behind her. Oh, did I scare you? Like, what do you think?
He said, and didn't he say, "Did you make that mess?"
Right, and she says, "No, but I'll clean it up."
And she walks out. With a little dustpan and broom. She'll be there for an hour scraping up.
See if that would happen at the hospital I work. And it's like, no, you go get the housekeeper to clean up this crap.
Because the footprints go all the way to the children's ward.
That's right. You get the housekeeper to clean it up.
Yeah, I don't know. A little crazy.
Yeah. I got other stuff to do. I'm not cleaning up the friggin' floors on
Clean it up.
Unless it's blood.
Yeah.
Then we have this special powder you put on it, which turns it into stuff that looks like Jell-O, and you can just kind of scoop it up.
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah, I had to do that a while.
But he follows the ashes all the way to the kids wing,
Yeah,
and,
doesn't he get offed?
Yeah, I mean, she brings her...
They all get offed.
They all get off. She brings her little dustpan and broom, and she's going to get snatched. I mean, she's...
Oh, that's right, because the little flashlight comes around the corner, I think, right?
Yep,
and she knows something happened.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, she gets taken right up.
Yeah, evidently there was a chimney right above her, and they just pull her right up. But yeah, then Sinterklaas, he the doors of the pediatric ward open up.
And the kids all think, oh, wow, St. Nicholas is here.
Right, and yeah, until they get a good look at his face.
Yes, it's
All
actually a
burnt up.
very cool scene,
It's
too.
terrible, man. All this bad stuff happening. I don't like movies where
No,
bad things happen to
I
children.
know.
Man. I don't. Except the Blob. I don't mind that kid getting all, whatever. But I don't know, man.
But the Dutch, yeah,
it's hard when they take something that's supposed to be fun and safe for children. I mean, whatever. It's a movie.
It's a horror movie.
It's a movie.
What are you gonna do?
But you saw all their faces; they were so happy, and then there's a fire, and they get all burnt up. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, at least they don't show it. Okay.
Yeah,
so the legend and the
okay.
story's there for the
I'm a
movie.
softy with that
but,
stuff.
No, I hear you.
I don't like when stuff. I get upset in Frankenstein when he accidentally throws that girl in the river and drowns her, man.
Hey, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Babies.
But yeah, what they're
they take Frank to.
I think they were taken to jail. They said,
I think they said in there like prison. They're taking.
Yeah, he said you'd rather be there than here.
Yeah,
I'm like, who would rather be in prison than at the jails? Being interrogated, whatever.
I
But,
know.
yeah,
because they put him in the car, and then you're right. Then they go back to the Luca Brasi character, busting into Gortz's house, and his whole house is covered with Sinterklaas stuff because this event from his childhood.
Sinterklaas.
He's been following it his whole life.
Directed by Dick Moss, Chris Moss. Kind of weird.
Chris Moss.
Anyways, yeah.
I get it. I see what you did there.
But yeah, they're going through everything.
It's like the guy just sleeps on a cot and he's got maps on the wall, with.
He's obsessed. His parents were
it.
killed and his brothers and sisters were all taken. So
this is the reason why he became a cop. This is it. Gives him access
and
to
that
all
damn
this
commander is not letting him do his job.
No.
But again,
they always do. They always tie their hands, man.
Yeah.
They always tie
Horror
their hands.
movies. What are you gonna do?
Can't do it.
Yep.
Just like Martin Riggs in the Lethal Weapon movies, man. They couldn't tie him down. He was a loose cannon.
He was.
You remember that? What was that Will Ferrell Funny or Die video with his daughter? Remember Good Cop, Bad Cop?
Oh, the little skit he did?
Yeah. And the guy's like, she's a loose cannon. We can't control her.
That was funny as heck. That wasn't on anything, I think, except for he put it out there like a YouTube viral type video type thing.
Everybody saw that with this little girl Pearl.
Oh, that was funny.
The phone book whacking across the face.
I'd do that with my kids, man.
Well, there was the one behind the scenes, how long it took her. I think it was the landlord one, on how long it took them to get her to do those things.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Cute.
But then you get to the big chase scene.
Yeah, they're taking
them.
Frank to wherever, prison or whatever, and they're getting calls. Heavy shit's going on, and they can
horse
see
on the roof.
The horse, riding on the roof, and this is actually a cool scene, because the horse is jumping across the street over here and running and over here.
Yes,
and it's total CGI, of course.
Yeah, but it's a cool scene.
It's a neat scene. It's neat. Yeah. It's not something you see in any other movie. So.
No, not at all.
And they're looking up there, and then there is that one, the Good Money shot where, there's the full moon over here, and the horse goes up on the two legs, and he's got his whatever
the bishop carries on.
Yeah, his big staff, and that's the money shot. But he's riding the hell out of those roofs.
He is,
and. That's when you get the look of the horse. The horse is
got
partially
that big
dead
old,
too.
Kind of like a scar.
Flesh ripped off, and you can see it's pulpy flesh underneath.
Yeah.
And I like these cops, man. He's gonna come out with his gun and start popping caps off at him.
Well, the thing I don't get is he shoots the horse.
Yeah.
And actually, kind of kills it for a few.
I think he just stunned it, man, because the horse is already dead. Sinterklaas is dead.
They show the bullet go through it.
Right.
It falls down on their police car.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good. I remember that. That's a good scene because the horse is jumping over this huge gap between the buildings.
Yes.
And the cop pops off a few rounds and hits the horse.
In the scene where they go on to break into the guy.
Oh yeah, and you can tell they're they're of that persuasion.
That was funny.
They're feeding each other fondue cheese or something hilarious. Like that. And yeah, Sinterklaas. And
But yeah, the horse falls down on a police car.
Yeah, it goes through the window onto the floor, and the horse is so heavy that it pushes the floor down.
Yeah.
And and ends up falling out the building onto the car. Like I think the whole side of the building falls down. And lands in the car.
Yeah.
The cops are dead.
And he's
And
fine though. Frank.
He's got his cuffs on still, but
Yeah.
he gets out of the car. Like what I would have done is frisk their pockets for the keys.
Oh yeah, immediately.
Immediately instead of running around with my hands like this.
Although the horse does wake up.
Yeah, gets up.
So I
Gets
guess
up and trots away.
Yeah.
And then where did Sinterklaas go?
He actually comes around the corner.
Yeah.
And comes to the horse, but doesn't go after Frank because I don't know if he doesn't see him, or what. But yeah, the horse trots off, and he's left there, and Sinterklaas comes around the corner, gets the horse and ends
Takes
up
off,
going.
man.
Yeah,
Takes
off.
What a ride, man! That is probably the best part of the movie, though.
Yeah, it's
I just the rooftop chase is pretty cool.
reminds me of a great James Bond chase scene.
Well, that and lately James Bond movies have had nothing. I think the last 3 have had like some manner like
Of the
Casino
rooftop-
Royale.
Rooftop.
I don't know
thing,
about
yeah.
Quantum of Solace, but well, did it? Yeah, sorta.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Skyfall. They've all had like rooftop chase scenes. And Spectre definitely did. And,
It's a cool thing getting those aerial views of
It's always, what a James
Looking
Bond
for
movie
shots,
hasn't
man.
had for a while? A ski scene. Like skiing. Like, For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah,
and
Spectre had a little bit of that with but it was kind of a airplane.
Yeah, but it wasn't skiing.
No, it's in the same genre, sledding,
Like Bond.
bobsledding.
Wasn't this like Bond on skis? On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and God, we talked about Bond last week. We should just do a Bond podcast.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
Bond.
When my but Gort, who's the police officer and the kid who died earlier,
he just pops up kind of out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and grabs the kid,
grabs the kid
and
takes him on his boat, and he's
following, man, right? Or
Yeah.
What is the plan, man? I've seen this movie one time.
I think he knows that the ship is what he has to do. He has to destroy the ship
to destroy
Sinterklaas because that's, I guess, where he.
It's like what anchors him to.
He says at midnight, all of the Black Peters and St. Nicholas go back to the ship with the children that they've kidnapped and to take aboard. So he's got his little boat.
Okay.
Rigged with
I know he's got
and
explosives
stuff in there.
Remember that in the detonator.
And Frank's like, "What the heck is this?"
Right.
So
okay, yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, I think that's his plan.
Does he know where the boat is? I don't remember. Does he know where the boat is?
I don't know how he could know.
I don't know either.
But that's his plan. I mean,
Alright.
he plans to totally blow up the ship.
Alright.
So
Take his word for it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
No. I remember now. That is the plan. See,
And
that's what's rough sometimes when you only see a movie one time.
No, I know. Well,
And a foreign movie at that.
and the facts aren't always going to add up in these movies. We know that. I mean, like you said, how is he going to find this ship? He doesn't got no radar, doesn't. Don't ask me. Unless he's been tracking this for so many years. Maybe he knows the location of where it pops up.
Oh, why did he wait so long? I don't know.
Don't ask me.
So what?
But he can't get the thing to start his boat because
Yeah,
he
he's
tells
gonna-
Frank to get the heck off of here.
Yeah, but Frank ain't gonna do that, man. He wants
no, yeah, which is strange. You think he'd be getting out of there, but technically, isn't he still wanted by the police?
Yeah, he probably wants to, in the vested interest of proving his innocence, maybe. So yeah, they end up getting back on the boat, and yeah, you're right. That's the plan. They're gonna blow up his. Yeah, I wonder if his boat kind of anchors him to this world, or if that's what allows him to come back. I don't, because he was on the boat when
would
they
have
burned
to.
him.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's his way in and out of this dimension or
Yes.
whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
I guess he goes back to Spain.
He goes back to Spain.
Yeah, when he's done in Amsterdam, he goes back to Spain.
The plane in Spain stays
Spain
mainly
and
in,
Spain stays
stays
mainly.
mainly on the, yeah.
So, how much more is this movie got?
The command.
I like the Black Peters. They're my favorite.
No,
part
they're
of the
fine.
movie.
Hey, St. Nicholas ain't too bad either.
Yeah,
But
they did. It's got some good makeup work. Like the all burnt up face, and he's all like, "Yeah, he can't close his mouth." And that part, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, they're looking for Gort. Luca Brasi shows back up because they're at the scene of where the car got smashed by the horse. The chief inspector's there, and I think he even gets a call from the mayor.
yeah.
Right? Because the mayor's wanting to know what's going on because reports are coming in and all this, and I guess you don't get it all until the very end. That they know about it.
And the fog's rolling in. So
The fog.
the fog.
On,
That's another good movie we should do. I mean, man.
I'll always watch some with Adrienne Barbeau in it from back in the day.
Heck yeah, The Fog was a good movie, man.
Swamp Thing. And
Oh
The
yeah.
Fog, Escape from New York, Creep Show.
Yeah.
Couldn't go wrong.
But this Sophie.
That's not Sophie.
I mean Lisa.
That's Lisa. Who?
She's a Lisa.
Yeah,
she gets a
they're
call
just-
from Frank. I don't know how is it.
Right.
Where'd he get the phone? And
Well,
she's
there's
kinda-
probably a
she's
phone on
kinda-
the boat.
She's kind of cute, but
She wasn't bad. These Dutch girls aren't so bad.
these Dutch girls.
Yeah, gropen de groben.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
she gets
Yeah,
a
chicks
call
are pretty
from
everywhere, man.
who called her?
It's Frank.
Franco.
It's Frank. And then that's when those cops show back up because they've got some questions for her because Frank has gotten away. So I don't know if they're going to think maybe she's, well, she would probably be the one he would contact
Yeah.
because he's not going to call his mom and dad or anything. So because we haven't seen them in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, whatevs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe he used Gort's cell phone. I don't know. All these people got cell phones. So
And what does he see? He ends up seeing as they're still Frank and Gort is still on their little motorboat, and
Right.
they actually come to the rubble where
where the other boat got, it's still,
Right.
yeah, still some of the leftover rubble there.
yeah.
And they get picked up by
They got
another
picked
police
off.
boat. Another police boat.
Yeah.
Kind of moseys in out of the fog.
But
And
there's
they
a
get-
body out there still hanging on from the rubble.
Well, they didn't see fit to take it out of the water. They're just going to leave it.
Well,
there.
no, the police actually caught them and told them, "Hey, stop!"
Mm-hmm.
And as they turned around, his body went under.
Is it one of the ones from the original?
Yeah, he was holding on to his life.
Oh, like maybe they didn't find it.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And then.
But he ended up.
We're
dying
trying to
anyways.
make sense out of it for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
And
Hey, what are you gonna do?
what movie we gonna do next week?
What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you guys want us to do?
What movie you want to do?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Well, do we go Black Christmas? Do we go Gremlins?
I think we should save Black Christmas for last.
For last, yeah.
I think so.
Gremlins?
Gremlins. That's a good.
You wanna do
Christmas
Gremlins?
movie. Oh,
Krampus might be a good movie too.
that's the Christmas horror story.
Yeah.
we got that one lined up. We'll announce. We'll announce
Either that or the Gremlins. I mean, I don't know. It's up
the
to you.
Gremlins.
And they said part 3. I guess the rumor is it will be.
God, no.
It will be coming out. I mean,
Is it a part 3 or is it a reboot?
No, it's not a reboot. They said it's an actual part 3. This is what I heard.
If you don't have Joe Dante making it, I'm not gonna go.
I think we'll do Gremlins though.
All
Why
right.
not? I
All
mean,
right.
it's kind of a suitable time for it.
I love Gremlins so
So
much.
Scrooged is good too.
Scrooged.
Horror movie review guy says that. ZS5, do Gremlins. I think that Black Christmas we will do a little bit
Yeah,
later
gotta
on,
do Black.
towards Christmas time.
And Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
That's the lineup. Okay, Gremlins next week.
Gremlins.
Then maybe we'll do that Christmas horror story because that just came out,
Yeah.
on Blu-ray and stuff. Maybe we'll do that, and then Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Black
And then
Christmas.
Black Christmas.
All right.
So there we go.
There's the lineup.
That's
There's
our,
the lineup. We're starting
yeah.
off with this one though.
Yeah, this wasn't this. This. Sorry guys, this movie.
No, this is a cool movie. It's just
It is cool, but it's kind of hard to. I don't know. It's a different movie.
it's a little hard to talk. Just it's not in English, and it's but it is
hard to commentate on.
on a
kind
movie
of,
that's not. Yeah, when you got to
Yeah, and I watched
solve
it
their
last.
logic
I
problems.
watched it
for
last night too, and it kind of to remember everything like this when you're reading the subtitles and
Right.
all that is,
Right. But I think we're doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I wonder if anybody out there has seen this movie, like, what they think about it.
I don't know, yeah.
Because I had never heard of it. I mean, chances are I probably wouldn't watch it again,
No.
but for like this time of year, it's kind of cool, but I would probably, like the 3 of the other movies we mentioned, I always watch those around Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I have Silent Night, Deadly Night. You got to watch that because that's just a hoot and a holler.
Heck yeah.
And,
that's one to have fun with.
And
man.
Gremlins,
So,
I probably, because of my kids, I probably end up watching it like 17 times a year.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Well, hey, and that's
Well,
a
they
classic.
have it on the iPad, and they
Yeah.
so, and I took them to see it at the movies not that long ago, and they were showing it.
Played it in Cinemark, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, the police boat's got Gort and Frank in there, and they come across the big ship
Yeah.
that he's trying to blow up.
They're
but
kind of rolling right by, like it's all just hidden in the fog.
Yeah.
I think they got a little blip on the radar, is
Yeah.
what they did. And it's a big object that shows
and
up there.
and went after it. Yeah.
And they all got their Uzis and their little.
And don't they say
pistols.
they say you smell that again because they can smell the burnt flesh
Yeah.
and all that as
The char.
as the black Peters, the Black Peters.
Black
oh my
Peters.
god!
Well, the Black Peters
Funny.
are what shows up.
Yeah.
And they're jumping up on the boat. They,
Arm call. Yeah.
They
everything,
make
man.
short work of these cops, man. Like
They do.
like these cops are imbeciles.
They are. They
You
don't.
know?
They don't do very. They're
I mean,
shooting. They're trying.
Yeah, I mean, but
You know.
guns aren't working on these guys. I
What
don't know if anything's. I mean,
Doesn't the one guy got a machine gun too, and he just goes blasting?
Yeah, and then,
It's like,
but
you
they're
know.
all getting stabbed. I mean, this movie likes to do like the knife through the back of the head kind of thing. If you like knives going through the back of the head and out the mouth, you like this movie because it happens about 17 times. And yeah, so and again, I think Frank is fighting off these guys like nothing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I gotta say, one of the cool kills, Gort, he takes like a flare gun,
Yeah.
and shoots it at one of them, and it goes right in the head. The head burns off, and that's kind of neat. Did you smell?
blows up his head.
He should have said, "Do you smell that?"
I love Phoebe Cates, but yeah.
What Phoebe Cates? What about Phoebe Cates?
Just saying, love Phoebe Cates. I mean,
Oh, me too.
who doesn't? Fast
She's
Times
not
at-
in anything
Fast Time at
anymore.
Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Well, she went on with Kevin Kline and had her
Yeah, she's just
you
like
know
a mom now.
her
or
life
something,
with
right?
him, and yeah, she's that's all
Life
she's
with
done.
Kevin Kline.
I think she started to try to come back and do some stuff, but
no.
and still looks cute as heck. I mean,
Yeah, she can just-
one of those women who just never age kind of thing.
I'm sure she's
Looks just as good at. There's a lot of women who at 45, 50, man, they still look just as good as they did. But anyways,
there's like 3 of them.
there's 3 of them. listen to you. But hey, I think Gort though gets actually cut by one of the Black Peters.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
because he's
'cause
limping
I
around
remember
and
he
all that.
stumbles around, acting like nothing's wrong.
Right.
But yeah, he's the one that's gonna go blow up the.
Yeah, I
the
think-
ship, because
yeah,
he
kinda
knows
like
he's probably not long.
Death by
man.
suicide. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
think
know.
he got hurt pretty bad, so he's setting the timer. 'Cause
5
their
minutes.
boats,
5 minutes.
because their boats. Because the cop boat, I think, was towing their boat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess somehow, like, not knowing that there's barrels of explosive on it. I mean, wouldn't it be safer to leave it out in the middle of the water in case they
It
did
blows
blow it
up? Yeah.
You know,
No,
like
I-
terrorists or something like that. What's going on over there?
I have
I
no
don't know,
idea.
man. The police work over there, at least as far as this movie represents, is pretty shoddy.
Yeah. Who knows?
You
yeah.
know, I'm not an officer, but I know if I saw a boat and there was explosives on it, I wouldn't be towing it behind my boat. We leave it there. We go let the bomb squad get it.
Yep.
And
But yeah, the police are just like.
well, it's not even the police. This part where it's like the
Is that the Luca Brasi guy?
I don't know if it's him, but it's like the SWAT team shows up, and they've all got their guns trained on Gort and Frank. They're all there, and one of them's looking through like infrared, through the fog, through infrared like binoculars.
Yeah, and they see actually the people
Yeah, you
with
can
sacks
see
on their.
the Black Peters going up the ramp of the
Yes.
ship, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, with the sacks on their back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one of them just pops up, kind of like that part in Star Wars when Luke's looking at the Sand People and it
Right.
just shows up.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
where it's not even the scene just goes back and forth. Watch that scene, you can tell that they just took the film and reversed it and played it and reversed it
Right.
a couple of times. But
Good old George Lucas.
hey, bless him. Before he had vision at one time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just the same thing. Those Black Peters, they jump out there. They make short work of the SWAT guys. And there's a little bit of a fight there. And Sinterklaas himself is there. He's got his and it is a cool kill.
Yeah.
If I remember, he takes his staff, kind of has like this long curly cute thing on it.
Able to cut
the
heads off.
We didn't
the
know that
bodies.
till now, but he takes it and he just catches one of the SWAT guys around the neck.
Yeah.
And takes the staff and just goes whew, and lets it spin around and catches it and that just like cuts the head clean off. So that part is kind of cool.
And is it Gort that actually takes that the boat though? He does get away.
He manages to get the boat off and blows up their ship.
Yep.
Like I think he just basically the timer's set for just seconds, and he basically just ramrods his motorboat into the old time pirate ship looking thing, and the Black Peters, they just
putter out.
Yeah, they putter out.
But I don't think nothing happens to.
No, nothing happens to Sinterklaas. He rides off.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting like towards the end of the flick. Gort.
Thank God.
Nah, it's not a bad movie. I didn't dislike it.
No.
Gort. He gave his life.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he gets. He's obviously exonerated. Everybody's kind of at this point knows what's going down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the mayor and the chief inspector. They're having a little conversation, and they basically blame all of this on Gork, saying that he was obsessed with this and that he
they actually make up
fabricate all the evidence.
like what actually happens in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean they
like
fabricate
the children hospital, all the murders.
Blame it all on him.
They blame it all on him. And
so even if all of this bad stuff that goes on out there in this world actually is done by evil things, monsters, legends, urban myths, whatever we call them, the news may be making stuff up, huh?
There you go.
You think so? Should we throw that spin? Although I don't think we believe that, but anyways.
Yeah. He's in hospital and he's watching it all in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that Luca Brasi character shows up.
Hey, Jammy Time Bacon.
And he basically tells him, you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Because he knows the truth.
He tells him, because Frank's in the hospital all laid up, and and the guy he says, don't say a thing, and and I don't think Frank's going to. What's he going to say?
No, but yeah.
Although he could take
what a thing to be told. It's like you just keep your mouth shut. You don't say anything.
We want.
And he's like, who am I going to tell? Who's going to believe me?
We want Christmas to still continue to go on.
Right. I mean, imagine
like
if
usual.
something horrible was happening on Christmas here. I'm sure they, all the stores, all the economy, just completely depends on it.
One day we'll catch Sinterklaas.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I'm afraid to let my kids go to, the mall to sit on his lap now. But they also, they give him a little hush money too.
Right.
Now I can't tell how much that is.
Yeah,
they give him a check.
Yeah.
And tell him to be quiet. And
they say, here's some money.
But
don't
he tells
say
him
a
first,
word.
shut your mouth, and then he gives him, just to make sure.
Yeah.
And
he looks at it and he's like, whoa.
So basically all Frank is saying is that he can be bribed. He's not going to come out and tell the truth, try to save some lives. He's got some, Deutschmarks or whatever the hell. And,
Deutschmarks.
And he's going to go have a good time. And I don't even know why he's in the hospital anyway.
Yeah.
He ain't hurt that bad. He's got some steri strips on his forehead. And otherwise he's freaking fine.
Well, typical, that's what they got to do. I don't know. Let's take some precautions. You don't got. I mean, he could have a concussion from that little cut on his forehead. But
he might have a splinter.
They give him like 50,000, whatever Dutch, whatever.
Chocolate
letters.
Idea.
And one of the
doesn't he have like a little flashback?
Yeah,
scene?
the Black Peters kind of comes at him.
Yeah, he has like a vision for a moment.
Yeah, it's only like a little nightmare, I think, because he does wake up and Lisa's there.
Yeah, she's the one who's waking. So it's
by his side.
So then you got to wonder, did that whole part with the Luca Brasi character actually happen?
Yeah.
Maybe that was just a dream.
Exactly.
I don't know. But yeah, she says, I got to give you your present, and she gets up on. Luckily he doesn't have a roommate. She gets on top and just. Pulls that shirt up and
that's Horror Town Facebook group.
What?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
I'm talking about this girl taking her top off, and you're talking about horror.
I hear you,
Facebook
man.
Group.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Come on now.
She jumps on top of.
Are we talking about Facebook, or are we talking about TNA?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I guess we should get to that.
Yeah, she takes her top off, not wearing no brassiere.
Yeah. She's in there comforting Frank. Lisa shows up.
Oh, she comforting him on
And she's like,
This does not go on at the hospital I work at.
Well, Sophie.
I mean, I might straddle.
Sophia's
somebody.
gone.
Yeah, I might get up on the bed and straddle somebody with it. Lift my scrub top off.
Oh man.
Then
I like the little big sweaters that they wore
like
back
those
then.
big.
Yeah, and they got nothing underneath. And she says something about a present or something like that.
Yeah,
I'll give
that's
you.
what I just
and she
said.
Yeah, and she says I'll unwrap it. And
yeah, she's got the winter boots on.
Oh yeah, the big
like
furry
take it all
boots.
off except them boots. Leave the winter boots. Oh
yeah,
I remember that. Oh,
yes, we
beautiful.
do.
And then it goes out the window and up on like a clock tower.
Yeah.
There's Sinterklaas.
Yes,
standing there.
Sinterklaas is, and I do love the imagery in the
Do
movie.
they ever show him holding a book? Because the real character, always had a book with who was naughty and nice. And,
Really?
Yep, he always had a book, and I don't remember seeing him holding.
Not in this movie,
a book
he
in this
didn't.
movie. But yeah, he's up. It's not a clock tower, but it's just like a big tower in the center of town, and he's up there,
Murdering
wind
Bishop.
blowing, and it's like I'll be back. And I do like how, and I guess we didn't mention because.
Yeah.
They mentioned like at the beginning of the film how he was evil and he was shunned from the church or whatever. But all his robes have inverted crosses on them, And again, if you listen to the band Ghost, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It looks just like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of like where the movie goes to black, and that's the end of the movie. Not bad.
No.
Not bad. I mean, I had never seen it. I had never heard of it. And it gave me a chance to look up some stuff about Santa Claus to entertain you and regale you with tales of Santa Claus and St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
I didn't really know much about Santa Claus, so now I know.
There you go.
Now I know he's an evil bishop that kills kids, and there's Black Peters. But maybe
If you live in the Netherlands.
yeah, maybe those morphed into the elves at some point, And
Yeah. Well, that's evidently. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, they were going down the chimneys and stuff like that. So
weird
Yeah.
how
different countries
from
have
400 400 AD to 1600 years, whatever, that whole image has morphed and different characters have turned into what we now know as Santa Claus. So that's kind of cool. That's I think this is a cool way to start the holiday podcast series here.
Yeah.
So
I think this was good. Yeah.
cool
Definitely.
choice. Well done.
And once again, a little experimenting on this. I think the sound got a little bit messed up at the beginning, but I know what was the problem, so next week it won't, I ain't going to take the video down just because I messed up a little bit.
Take it down, we'll redo it.
We'll do it all over again.
Like we had to do with our Texas Chainsaw. Is that one back up yet?
Oh yeah. I got
Yeah,
it.
we did. We had to go and totally redo that.
Totally redid Texas Chainsaw, which sucked because of, I don't know what the YouTube did some editing because of something in there. And they messed up the whole video and took off 30 minutes of the... It was an hour and 30 minutes. They took off the last 30 minutes.
Oh.
I have no idea. And I'll never do that again. Never press that button to edit and the functions and stuff. So, But I had to re-upload it. The funny beginning that I had
I
was
loved
gone.
that. I'm the one that told you to keep it.
Yeah,
I hope that wasn't what caused
I think
it.
a couple people saw it. I know Pat saw it. But yeah, it was... It was funny.
I thought it was.
But yeah, so we just got the commentary up there, which is good too. It's enough. So
All right.
So yeah, I'm glad everybody showed up to the chat. One of these days we're going to have to take some calls or something like that. But
yeah, we had fun with that one time we did that. That was cool.
Yeah. But I think we'll we got our lineup for December here.
All right. Gremlins next week.
Gremlins will be next week.
I can't wait. I've been wanting to do that since the beginning.
Yeah. It'll be a
I
fun
don't even have
one.
to watch that movie.
It'll be a fun one, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, heck.
So I'll just focus on learning background stuff on it. So
there you go. Yeah.
I know it was one of the movies that
Get some
ushered
good
in
info.
the PG-13. I know that because of the microwave scene.
Mm-hmm.
But and plus, you're right. Phoebe Cates in there on top of that, looking all pretty in the snow. Oh man.
Yeah, you don't
Love
get no
it.
better than that.
And then you got Mr. Futterman, who's been in 6 of the movies we've done, and this is actually Mr. Futterman.
I know, isn't it funny? Yeah. how we've picked a lot. Well, you know what, the '80s movies we've focused in on a lot of those, and
Terminator was on
same
TV
people,
the other day,
man,
and he's in that movie.
Yeah,
You know, he's the guy that owns the gun shop. I love. But I can't remember his name. I don't know his name in real life.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. He's Mr. Futterman. He'll always be Mr. Futterman.
Yes, we call him by what we know him.
So cool, man. Check this flick out. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's a cool one to watch at Christmas time. And then, like I said,
something new, a little different spin on.
And plus, when I went back and started
regular.
reading about it, because I just looked up like December 5th, Amsterdam on Google. And that's where I, just led me to a bunch of websites and I kind of looked at today. And I realized that, a lot of the stuff in this movie is actually legit. They took their own little spin about making him evil.
Yeah.
But all the other facts and the traditions and everything that went into it, all the little details that they don't go into a lot of time. They don't explain it to you.
Yeah.
The poems and the shoes and all that stuff. But if you read about it, because they all know about that. That's second nature.
Right.
But, when you go and read about, that's their tradition and that's where it all comes from. And so that was kind of cool. It all jives up. So I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, you're sick of hearing the same old stories and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
New take, and I liked it.
That's why I like foreign films. I mean, they give you. We're stuck over here in the U.S. We're in our own little bubble or our own little world.
I love it. Separated by two oceans.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
but I also like the takes. The foreign stuff, and just seeing how people live and stuff like that, and the different ways people do things in different countries. It's just kind of cool. I mean,
I like a lot of Asian movies. I like a lot of Japanese movies.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Chinese movies. Not just like kung fu stuff or anything like that, but no, I have watched a lot of Asian movies, and most of them are fantastic.
Awesome.
A lot of good movies.
Definitely. So yeah, cool, man.
Another one done. Get your trees up.
Yeah.
Get ready to watch Gremlins for next week, and I think that's it, right? Anything? Any business to throw out there?
No, just check out Horror Town on
Horror
Facebook.
Town.
I'm just pushing Horror Town right now. That's a Facebook group. It's a YouTube, other YouTube
Town.
channels.
Horror Town.
Go to Horror Town and pick yourself up some meat.
Yep.
Fresh ground meat. What?
No.
But anyways, yeah, Facebook group. Take a look for it. And
I'm so out. Not on Facebook. I was for a little bit.
Yeah, Ted's out of it, man. Ted refuses to come into the
new
age.
I don't have the time.
Ted lives by candlelight in his little shack.
That's right.
I
still read books. Listen to vinyl.
And you don't even turn the lights on. You got candles all over the place.
I don't. Got to pay for that electricity.
But the kids are shivering, Ted.
That's all right,
I mean, it's 32 degrees in the house. You got to at least turn
I'm still wearing shorts over here.
I go over there, and the kids got 3 winter jackets on.
We all flush the toilet after everyone's gone to the bathroom for the day. We flush the toilet one time.
Yeah, I think, you do that. You flush it once.
Even when company's over, I was like, don't flush.
I think I went there one time after like a Thanksgiving feast you brought in, and it actually overflew. But you did go out and bought yourself one of the newer toilets that they got out now for people like you.
Yeah,
who let it overflow. It goes like, I think 3 feet under.
I got a good one with the good flush on it. It's like boosh when you go, man. You need a toilet with a good flush. And I'm trying to potty train my boy now, so I'm trying to teach him.
He's 7, so he should be potty trained by
3.
now. Oh, he's 3. That's right. Shoot.
But you got to teach him how to saw the logs. Did your dad teach you how to do that? When there's a turd in there, and you got to saw the log in half. So I was like, son, saw the log, saw the log.
Pee that poop log through the middle.
With that, saw your logs.
I still do that.
Oh, I love to.
But you got to really drink a lot of water, get a lot of power.
Got to have a lot of
it.
velocity. Chicks can't do it.
And it depends,
Isn't it one of the great things about being a guy is being able to stand up and pee? and not just that, but be able to aim.
What the heck are we talking about, man?
Come on, like when you're in school and the urinals, didn't you always go back? See how far you could go back.
I think I did do that a couple times.
And then the hall monitor walks in like you're doing.
They took the stalls off. We had no stalls in our man, and it sucked.
We had no doors
Trying
on the
to go to
stalls. Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, they had the sides, but nothing in front.
oh no.
But
Ours were just porcelain.
you're
next
trying to go to
porcelain,
the
next
you're trying to go
porcelain.
to bathroom in high school,
You're feeling somebody else's urine splashing.
or
on your
people
arms.
coming. Well, golden.
Because someone's always
shower,
got a
but-
sidle right up next to you when there's like 16 more urinals over there.
Yeah, it's like, come on, what the heck? You pee over there, I'm right here.
But the crappers had no doors on the stalls.
No, they didn't, and that was sucked, man. It's like, what the hell?
Now, did I ever tell you? I don't know why we're going off this tangent here, but in gym class, I don't know if I had mentioned before. I'm sorry.
Burned your thighs on the rope climbing?
No, we didn't
Oh, go
really
ahead.
do that. But you had your locker room,
Yeah.
and then beyond that, there was little John area, all wide open. But there were some urinals, and then there was a toilet, but there was no stalls around. It was just a toilet. Like you'd
Like
be
prison?
standing right there urinating, and I'd be sitting like where I'm sitting, on the toilet, just sitting there. And inevitably, there was always like that one kid that after all that physical activity that had to drop a deuce after, and just sitting there.
What in the hell is going
No,
on?
I'm sure no girl's bathroom was like that.
No.
And here, they make guys just sit there. It's like being in prison. Like you're in a concentration camp or something.
Yeah, prison.
You gotta sit there
toilet.
and just crap in front of everybody.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But anyways,
enough talking about poop. Saw your
Yeah.
logs.
thanks for being in the Pat there.
Yeah, squad.
I mean,
Thanks for turning in.
the chat there, Pat and Luke and everybody else who showed up there to watch.
Awesome. How many people show up? We get a lot of people showing up.
We got 7 people watching right now.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Kind of cool. It's our usual. It's
Especially for
horror
a movie that
review
nobody
guy.
knows.
GS5 Productions, podcast for the win, and see you later, man. And I think we'll leave it at that. Next week, Gremlins.
Oh, it's
check
gonna
it
be
out.
Awesome.
Yeah.